Looks like he's holding a blanket or a sheet that is full of blood, or at least it's red at the time.
From true crime to nightmare, the real story behind Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers is one of those horror movies that sticks with you, not just because of its terrifying monster, but because there's something about the story that feels chillingly real. While most of the movie is filled with supernatural elements, what if we told you that the disturbing story at the heart of Jeepers Creepers was actually inspired by a real-life crime? In this video, we're diving deep into the true events that influence the film, the dark legacy of its director, and how Jeepers Creepers joins the ranks of horror classics born from true stories. The Horror of Jeepers Creepers. Released in 2001 and directed by Victor Salva, Jeepers Creepers tells the story of siblings Derry and Trish Jenner, played by Justin Long and Gina Phillips, who stumble upon a horrifying sight: a mysterious figure dumping what appears to be bodies down a pipe behind an abandoned church. What follows is a nightmare as they're hunted by a winged creature known only as the Creeper, who awakens every 23 years to feast on human body parts. The film's intense tone, creepy visuals, and brutal ending, including the shocking moment where Derry's eyes are removed, established a mythology that would continue in several sequels. But while the Creeper is a supernatural being, the setup of the story was pulled from something very real.
Found Marilyn Depew's body on the side of the road.
The real crime that inspired Jeepers Creepers. So, what's the true story behind Jeepers Creepers? In the summer of 1990, a man named Dennis Depew became the subject of a massive manhunt in Michigan after he murdered his wife, Marilyn, and dumped her body behind an abandoned schoolhouse. The most unsettling part? Depew was seen by a real-life brother and sister, Ray and Marie Thornton, who witnessed him disposing of the body and were then pursued by Depew in a van for several miles. Sound familiar? It's almost a real-world version of the opening scenes in Jeepers Creepers, where Derry and Trish see a mysterious figure dropping a body and then get chased in a terrifying road pursuit. What Dennis Depew did. The crime itself was horrifying. Depew had a troubled marriage, and in a moment of rage, he killed his wife. After disposing of her body, he went on the run, sending cryptic letters to friends and family, trying to justify his actions. Eventually, his life ended in a shootout with law enforcement in Mississippi. While Jeepers Creepers transforms the killer into a demonic, almost immortal entity, the core idea of an innocent encounter turning into a deadly pursuit mirrors the terrifying experience that Ray and Marie Thornton lived through.
What the hell is that thing?
Fact versus fiction, where the movie departs from reality. Let's be clear, Jeepers Creepers takes the real-life story and spins it into something deeply supernatural. Unlike Depew, the Creeper is an ancient being who emerges every 23 years to hunt humans and consume their body parts to regenerate. The creature flies, regenerates wounds, and stalks its prey with near supernatural precision. It's a far cry from a fleeing murderer in a van. But the core setup, two siblings witnessing a gruesome act, the killer turning his attention to them, and the tense road chase, is very much pulled from the Depew case. Even the setting of an abandoned building and the creepy country road are directly inspired by reality. Victor Salva's dark legacy. While the true crime roots of Jeepers Creepers add to its disturbing atmosphere, there's another layer to the film's legacy that makes it even more unsettling: the criminal past of its director, Victor Salva. In 1988, Salva was convicted of sexual misconduct involving a minor, one of the actors in his earlier film Clownhouse. He served time in prison, but eventually returned to filmmaking. Jeepers Creepers became his biggest success, allowing him to maintain a career in Hollywood, something that has sparked significant controversy. When Jeepers Creepers 3 was released in 2017, backlash grew, due to both Salva's continued involvement and the disturbing inclusion of a joke about child abuse in the script, something many found unacceptable given Salva's criminal past. Even the 2022 reboot, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which did not involve Salva, struggled to escape the franchise's now toxic reputation. Are the sequels also based on true events? While the original Jeepers Creepers borrowed elements from the Dennis Depew case, the sequels leaned fully into supernatural territory. Jeepers Creepers 2 followed a school bus of teenagers hunted by the Creeper, while Jeepers Creepers 3 served as a prequel exploring the creature's origins. These sequels had no clear connection to real-life crimes, instead building out the mythology of the Creeper as an ancient, almost mythological predator. Even the 2022 reboot, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, returned to the idea of eyewitnesses discovering the Creeper disposing of a body, a subtle nod to the Depew case, but it quickly moved into full fantasy. Conclusion: horror that hits close to home. The story of Jeepers Creepers proves that sometimes the scariest horror movies are the ones with a foot in reality. While the Creeper may be a fictional monster, his origin, at least the setup, is rooted in real, terrifying events. The Depew case reminds us that true crime and horror often walk a fine line, especially when real lives and tragedies are involved. But Jeepers Creepers also serves as a reminder of the dark side of Hollywood, not just the stories it tells, but the people behind the camera. As the franchise tries to rebuild itself without Victor Salva, its haunted legacy lingers, both on screen and off. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoy deep dives into the real-life horror behind your favorite movies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true crime-inspired horror stories.